What's going on, guys? It's Shane with Blacktop Racing, and I am here in Captain Slow, Alan Claffey's car. So I got some of the information here. It looks like a mini book, so I'm just gonna go through this, and it looks like the clouds are diverting away from us, so I have a little bit of time. I'll shut it off right now because it should be nice and warm. All right, so I am in Captain Slow, which is a 1990 Mazda Miata. The trim level is A package converted to base model, no power steering, no AC, and I'm quite sure it doesn't freaking have ABS. All right, so then we got a photo bomber here. So then the car mods, wheels and tires, he's got on 15s, 7.5s, SSR Type C wheels with 205s, 50 on 15s, RE 71Rs. So these cars that a lot of people tend to start going towards the REs. They like the feel of them versus the rivals. Exhaust system, it's a Racing Beat header, Flyin Miata high flow cat and exhaust. The intake is the SPX Spec Miata intake. The ECU tuning and shoutouts goes to Megasquirt and stock ECU box tuned by Peter Florance with p2tuning.com. Check him out. He's out in the Virginia Beach area, but has tuned a lot of the fast cars here, and he can pretty much deal with anything, quite honestly, from here to Oscar, which is MB Miata, to even the DSP car of John Vitamos. Suspension details has Koni Race shocks from Strano Parts. Shout out to Sam Strano. Koni coilover sleeves, progressive bump stops, 600 springs up front, 400 springs out rear. He's actually a little bit, even though this car is lighter, he's actually stiffer in the front than my car is in the NC, which is actually pretty darn interesting. Racing Beat race hollow front sway bar, no rear bar, 949 Racing Super Miata and links, Viscous limited slip differential, so that means it's going to work here and there. I mean, if you've been in the like 370Z, which has a Viscous along with WRX, it is balls garbage. So anyway, a front alignment is a negative 2.5 degrees camber, 3.7 degrees caster, 0 toe. Rear is negative 3 degrees camber with 1 1/8 toe. Seats, if applicable, you can see that these are not the stock seats, but these are actually, I think these are the Kirkis, right? Well, I just got to read it. So driver's seat is a 15-inch Kirky intermediate road racing seat. The one thing with the Kirkis, make sure if you're in a roadster or any car for Autocross, really double check the sides. Some of them come out a lot where you can it's supposed to fold and stuff, but it really bangs into your arm. It's a pain in the ass. So make sure, don't just buy any Kirky, double check, especially if you have roadsters. So let's go back to this. So 15-inch Kirky intermediate road seat on stock Miata sliders, 5 pounds added to meet the 25-pound minimum rules. The passenger seat is also a Kirky 15-inch, but it's the economy drag seat, bolted to the floor with the 20 pounds added, because since it's bolted, it's super light and you have that minimum weight. So 20 pounds added, that means this whole setup is only 5 pounds. That's crazy. Miscellaneous is the R package, front air dam, rear skirts, and trunk spoiler. So the car looks good, and he's actually got these nice graphics. I'm sure where he got them from, SSC Tint and Graphics, from Mike Snyder, Lil Mike Snyder, for those that know Big Mike. So let's see here, miscellaneous. It has a Braille 6.9 pound battery. Stripes add at least 5 horsepower. He's got them in the front and back, so that's a good 10. And then shout outs obviously go to samstrano.com, PF Tuning, Peter Florance Tuning, Evolution Driving School. The Claffeys has been doing that for years and picked up speed all the time. SSC Tint and Graphics, Mike Snyder up in PA. Then we got Auto X Picks to be exact. That's the man right there, Perry. And then do not forget Kate the Honey Badger. That's his missus. And they tag team this car, although right now she just had surgery and recovering from everything. So, on her foot, that is. So trying to drive Captain Slow is kind of tough. But I'm quite sure she's still going at it. So, guys, 1990, man. Look at this. I gotta work this motherfucking steering wheel. So this is hard work right here. Let's get the helmet on. Sun is coming out. So let's see here. Woo! Get in my good driving position right here. Need to scoot up just a little bit. All right, so let's see what Captain Slow has. He said that all the pressures were set. Oh my freaking goodness. Yeah, I'm gonna struggle in this thing. Yeah, I'm a modern day driver, sport car driver. This old stuff is crazy. You need to look up, buddy. It's dangerous out here, my man. You can't go searching for Pokemon out here, man. What's going on?
You're totally space cadet today.
You're like, all right, bud.
Good luck.
Thanks.
Yeah, don't get run over by a car.
He was so zoned out, it was crazy. So I'm about to hit another Garfield. So we got Captain Slow here. Yeah. So Captain Slow. We'll see. The last episode we jumped in an NB.
Wynn finishing up his third run.
Let's wait for this. We were in an NB. So the NB is the 1990 or 19. I forgot what year. But the one that I was in was a 1999.
So that's 71.
This is 9 years older. So it doesn't have ABS. It doesn't have power steering. It's lighter. This is what really kind of started the whole thing with the Miatas, right? The Miatas and Spec Miatas, they're running NAs forever, then NBs forever, and then so much so that they stay with the NAs and Bs, and then the NC, that gap in performance was so much bigger that they actually got their own type of series. Mainly like the Playboy series, correct me if I'm wrong. I know the Playboy series existed because that's when I started watching it, but you know, you never had the NBs and A's because they just didn't have the power. So we'll see how this actually is. Gonna take the first run to warm everything up and then just go from there. So
Andy Thomas in the 16 color Corvette. 69.034 for Andy Thomas.
So let's see here. So we're just kind of watching everybody right now, seeing how the course is, and we're gonna go lighten them up with that Viscous, baby. Wow, this steering is so ridiculous. Oh yeah, and that Viscous is horrible, but it is what it is. Braking early because of no ABS thing. It doesn't really rotate on throttle unless if you floor it, it pushes. So this is going to be actually different, a throwback as you will, carrying the speed. I'm going to take the outside line here just because I want to keep the momentum anyway. Flooring it. 60 miles per hour. Oh shit! No ABS. I gotta remember to change all my braking points and watch all my throttle inputs, because with this beast, now the steering actually isn't that bad. I don't normally drive cars that don't have power steering, and obviously once you get going, it's fine. You just gotta do everything earlier. And I come in with the 71 something, I can't even read it, 71.8 on the first run. So now tires should be nice and warm. I'm feeling out the car a lot better now. So note, you got to watch your braking. So to me, I just got to be nice. When I get into the threshold braking, if there's any bumps, you got to just start releasing just a little bit, because you start locking these things up and you're just crap out of luck, right? So I barreled down too fast, and in doing that, I didn't quite lock them up, but I was looking at the speedometer. Guys, keep your eyes up, man. And let's keep your eyes up right here. Damn camera mount dropping and shit. So I forgot my good camera mount, and this is my
Jeff Carver.
This is the one that I normally use for the mic, and it's just bad. But it is what it is. So, huh?
That Miata does not look as fun as your Miata.
No, it isn't. It isn't. And it has a Viscous diff. So trying to put down the power, it pushes the car. because it's lighting up the right side. That's it. It's like, oh.
You're like, wait, when I'm floored, I'm supposed to go straight.
Yeah. Wrong. So,
Around the corner, you lift and you're like, why is he not kicking out?
He goes up to third place.
nah, doesn't do it.
Why am I not
Yeah, not nearly as fun, but it's fun in its own right. It's a humbling experience because you got to do everything early, like braking because no ABS. The steering is actually nice.
Yeah, I like the steering wheel.
Mitchell now.
So what? Just on to Andrew. He's the owner of
We'll see about this one.
that BS Corvette there. So he's driven the Captain Slow before, and he drove my car before. So he was just pointing out, yeah, this car is not like mine. Everything about it is just different, you know, from grip to everything. So, all right, let's get back to on point with this car here. So, since it has a Viscous, it doesn't actually lock the entire way. So there's times where it'll lock, and there's times that it doesn't. Normally, like when you're not level, you're turning, it kind of goes to open. So you got to watch your throttle inputs. If not, you're just lighting up the inside the inside tire. When you're planted, however, the Viscous actually can lock enough. It's not a full lock, but it can lock enough so that way you can actually take off. So that's where it takes some throttle discipline in a way, but quite honestly, it is Miata, just freaking floored, right? Yeah, front end feels good. Braking, you got to watch your braking. You can't just step on it because no ABS, so you got to really kind of get used to your footing there. Just be easy. So we'll see here. Used to this guy. The seat leans back. I'm like that gangster lean or something. I don't know. So see, it just hooked up there and then it released. Like right there. So braking early, rolling on the gas, flooring it. Right now it's doing something weird in the back. Brake early. Right here it kind of pushes a bit, but I'm going to use it to my advantage. Full throttle because it's actually a smaller car. There I kind of wussed out a bit. It doesn't soak up the bumps as well because it's you know, a little stiffer. Brake early, brake soon, get the car nice and settled. Oh shit, that's an off course. Actually, I don't think it was. But driving this car, it's a little bumpy. It's working, but it's a little bumpy. And coming in with a 70.00. I should fucking play the lottery. How the hell do I land even on that? That's pretty sick. So right now I ran a 70.00. A more efficient person will get down into the 69s. The NB, come on man, put your chin up, put your chin up. The NB ran a 69 and the NA ran a 70. Okay, so that tells you some things right there. That yeah, the NB is faster, but it's marginally faster. And with it being marginally faster, it just doesn't have any place. I'm sorry. It can't go into STS because it'll beat STS. And then you get rid of these cars. But there's so many other cars in STS that you can't just move, you know, you can't just add the NB. That's the thing, because so many top competitors are going against this car, no problem. So, yeah, so that's the thing. So, what's my recap on this car? The car itself doesn't soak up the bumps as great. With it being lighter and having spring rates higher than my NC, it hits the bumps quite a bit. So it doesn't soak it up as great, but it does recover. Right, so as soon as you go over the bumps, it doesn't push me off totally or anything like that. It just hits and you really kind of feel it. It is an older car too, so it hits, but then it turns in. You can actually throw this car in, because as soon as you floor it, the Viscous is going to do its wonky ass thing. You can actually feel it working. It's really weird. Like, you feel it putting power to the right, putting power to the left, and then boom, it actually puts down to both tires. So it's really weird the way that everything was kind of being done. You know, you're in a slalom, you're putting on gas, and then you can actually feel that tire putting out or spinning. Then you go to the other side and you can feel that one spinning. It's fucking weird. But you can just put your foot down because it's going to tend to understeer. Lift, it does rotate nice. It doesn't do anything snappy. It just does it nice and progressive, so you can use that to your advantage. The setup is good here. This is just different. To drive this super fast, you have to keep the momentum line, so you really have to trust throwing the car in, is what I felt. And throwing in the car in a lot of places where I was like, oh man, I should probably tap and back off for a second. A handful of times I tapped it back off for a second because it ain't my car. But then I was like, okay, well, this one, let me try it. Building up a little bit more confidence, and it was like, ooh, okay. Just slide it around, and it just does this nice little yaw, just like my car. It's just going a little slower. Nice little yaw, and then you floor it to catch it, because the way that the Viscous does, it kind of just gets confused and just makes you understeer anyway, so it makes you go straight. So it's not magic like, you know, the diffs on the OSG in my car, but it is what it is. So going from older Miata being the NA, NB, and me driving the NC, you know, the NA is totally freaking different. I mean, from the steering, the brakes, the turning, I mean, everything about it is different. It's a little bit more humbling. It's a throwback. Let's just say it's a damn throwback, because 1990, man, I wasn't even fucking States yet, folks. Yes, I am Jamaican. So I came here in 91. This car is older than me coming into the States. Just think about that for a second. I can put classic plates on this car. It's crazy. Absolutely. I'm sure he probably has classic plates on this car. But anyway, NA has a place. You can run it in STS. You can run it in CSP. You can run it in DP. XP, anything motorsports, the answer is Miata. This car actually fits well. The NB with the stock seats sat well. I would replace the seats to sit a little bit lower in the NB. But everything's here. This one, if you want a little bit more throwback feel, you go with this. If you want to take a more modern step up, but you want to save the cash, you go with the NC. If you want to save even more cash, but you want to be a little bit more modern than the NA, you go with the NB. This one's too hot. This one's too cool. This one's just right. Kinda. So, what's the verdict? Do I take a A or do I take a B? If I was running in the SCCA, I go with the A, because the B has no place. It's a little too fast for the A and a little too freaking, or 3 seconds too slow. 2 seconds or so slow for STR. So, yeah. But thank you, Alan, for letting me drive this archaic beast, which is actually fun. I actually see where you can really just flog these freaking cars if you trust it. I ran a 70, but I know somebody that is just familiar with this chassis will knock off at least a half a second on there easy, just by throwing in the car with the reckless abandonment and just flooring it and just not giving a rat's ass. Probably even closer to a second. So that, again, puts it in place of an NB driven by myself. And then that gap again is probably like a second. So NA and B, a second, maybe a second and a half difference due to that prep. So, you know, it is what it is. All right, so save your cash, go against some good drivers in STS. They have a good community. From what I see, they always have parties at nationals, little dinners and shit. So the only other people that does that is nobody. So yeah, get that. So Alan, thank you, sir. And I will catch you guys later. I am going to butcher the racing name. Parsimonious Racing? It's at the bottom. I don't got time for that. All right, catch you guys later. Next episode is going to be on a 370Z. See if it has a place in BS, or if it's going to be like the Miata NB and just be stuck in the middle. All right, catch you guys later. Ah! 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 Fucking ridiculous. It's just sitting here. It's fine, it's driving, but man, can I get a towel? It's hot. Fucking hot. What the fuck am I doing? Oh. Peace.